Hello, hello everyone. Oh, YouTube, what are you doing? Okay, there we go. Hello everyone. Alright, so yet again, we have failed in our Ascension climb for Ironclad, so I guess we are going to try this thing again. If this doesn't work, then we'll move on to something else, or sorry, if we can't get to Ascension 11 with the Ironclad, then we can move on to Ascension 12 with one of the other ones. It's fine. I don't even know what the Ascension 11 thing is. What is the difference between Ascension 10 and Ascension 11? I don't remember. Okay, so we have 3 different options here. Next to combat's 1 HP, remove a card from your deck, lose max 8 HP, and gain 25 or 250 gold, and the relic replace. Okay, so the 3 enemies for 1 HP. You know, if we roll really lucky here, we could even get the Burning Elite. Hello, Michael. Hello, MicroStudy as well. The gold is looking... Yeah, the gold looks... I mean, we don't have an early shop or anything, so it's not, like, immediately a benefit to us. Although, Ironclad max HP doesn't matter as much as another class's max HP, I would say. Because we have the Burning Blood, so it's kind of like we have -6 or +6 max HP sort of like every single time we lose HP. I don't know how to describe that, but you know what I mean. Like, we don't need to heal up to the maximum as often because we have this, so it's the max HP is kind of floating. Remove a card from your deck doesn't look too bad either. I don't think we will be lucky enough. I don't even know what the odds are with the question marks here. Maybe we'll look that up just to see what the odds would be. Question... Not question card. Map, maybe we look up? Map locations? Oh, whoopsie. Not break. Okay. So... Is it just equal odds, or what? I didn't think it was equal odds. I guess it is. It's 33% chance, so... Really, it is 33% chance that you get a treasure room? There's no way that's true. That's not true, is it? That can't be true. Well, my browser is lagging, so I guess we'll go back to the game here. I don't think it's worth taking the enemies 3. Yeah, sure, we'll take the gold. We'll take the gold. It's probably the best one here, compared to the other 2. The other 2, or the other 3, I guess, are not really anything worth looking at. This is a crazy 4 elite path early on, which doesn't actually look that bad. There's a few outs. There's this campfire here, which we can heal at after the first elite, and then there's a bit of an out with dodging the Burning Elite, and then there's also this other path which avoids the last elite, and there's also a campfire, so that looks pretty nice. And we also have 4 question marks at the beginning, so we can probably get something going with our deck in those 4 question marks. Since we might get a relic, 33% chance apparently, and no difference of odds whether you go into them or not. Like, whether you get a combat, is it more likely that you get combat next? Treasure room, is it more likely to get treasure room next? Apparently not. That seems very odd to me. I feel like that's not actually true. Oh, I really don't like being weakened here. Yeah, that seems absolutely ridiculous. I'm glad someone else agrees. Okay, we're gonna block in most of this damage. We're gonna heal up afterwards, so it doesn't matter. Might as well just kill one of them so we're not taking 18 damage. And we can go ahead and end the game, or end the combat here. You go ahead and quit out of the game too if we want to, but I don't think that's necessarily the right option. Okay, here we have a very interesting first choice here. So Inflame is pretty much just a good card to begin with. Rupture is a great card, usually, but Rupture requires synergy with it. So the excuse me. The question here is, should we take Inflame over Rupture because it doesn't require any other cards to enable it? Or should we just take Rupture because there are a lot of cards that do enable Rupture? I think we take Rupture just because it's such a good archetype. Rupture may require a Dr. Vidget, you mean? Yeah, maybe. Inflame does look pretty dangerous as well. So we have 3 strength right away, or 1 strength for each card you lose HP from. It's hard. I think especially on this path where we have a bunch of elites, I think getting the power now card rather than the power long-term card is slightly better. Yeah, I would say Inflame is slightly easier to play around for sure, but Rupture is definitely like the more long-term powerful one. We don't have anything really going for our deck yet, so let's see if we can beat the odds here. Dang it! Come on, question mark, give us one of these treasure rooms that is apparently 33% likely. Sadness, yeah. I think it's still worth it. It's really annoying, but I think it's still slightly worth it. We'll take the 1 damage here for the potential lethal next turn. Why is my knee itchy? Yeah, I can't. What's the other mask? Is it give you yourself 1 week at the start of combat? Is that what it is? Because that's really awful, honestly. We should have lethal next turn. We drew enough defense that we have enough strikes in our deck to be able to lethal him this next turn. Alright. Ghostly Armor not looking too bad. I don't mind Sure Grit sometimes. But I think we just take the high block card here. Certainly good against the sentries. We already have enough gold that I don't want to lose HP for the gold. I don't think. We're not hitting the shop like anytime soon. And we have a lot of gold and we're gonna get more, so I think we just lose the 21. Okay. Well, we don't need a heal, so there's no point in giving them one of these. So I think we throw in a defend. We picked up a Ghostly Armor. The Inflame makes the strike slightly better, and the Bash makes the strike slightly better than the defend. I think we get rid of a defend. They just ignore me. How rude. The Ghostly Armor is pretty good against these guys because whenever you get it, you just want to play it because they're dealing 10 damage exactly. It's a really nice little block there, and if you don't play it, then it goes away. It's exhausted, but you always kind of want to play it when they're hitting you unless there's only one left, in which case you're pretty much fine anyway. We're taking 8 damage here, but we're dealing a good amount of damage, and it's nice to get the strength activated right away as well, so I'm not complaining. The Noth's Hungry Face doesn't really matter that much, especially since we're hitting at least 2 elites. We get some relics. It's okay that the boss chest is empty then, if we're gonna have some relics in our pocket. Let's think about next turn. So next turn we have 8 more damage at least. Well, 8 times 3 is 24, so I guess maybe we spend 1 strike here to try to guarantee lethal on this guy next turn. Although next turn lethal doesn't matter as much, but I think it's probably worth doing to take the 5. Maybe it was worth just blocking in there, but I worry about not being able to draw 3 strikes with this hand. We don't have a big damage card like we would like. We do have some small damage in flame, small repeatable damage. Okay, so I feel correct to have worried about not getting the strikes. Now I'm wondering if I should double block or if I should strike here. I think again I'm gonna take the strike over the block because we're blocking at least 5. So it's kind of like 1 turn that we didn't block between the 2 turns, and we get to kill this guy, so he's not going to shuffle in those dazed, and it's going to be a little bit more smoother later on, so hopefully we won't take as much damage. There is still quite a bit of health on this board. 85 health is no joke, so we can't scoff at that at all. Let's just break the vulnerable, and 10 damage is more than 8 damage, I guess. Let's go on the 42 first, because earlier kill. This won't be a terrible hand, but it won't be a great hand either if we get all 3 cards, but we only get 2 of them, which makes it not great. We get a nice multiple of 10 here as well with dealing 10 damage to the 42, so... Or nice multiple of 8. Nice multiple of 10. That nice multiple of 10. 24. You guys know what I mean. Oh boy. We'll just go ahead and deal these strikes so that next turn we can strike once and be able to finish him off. Or return him to the grave. I need to stop saying finish him off because it feels weird. Go ahead and do that, and then start dealing damage to this other one. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that into the mic. That was a great hand there. The previous hand where we drew way too many cards was the downfall of that turn. Way too many real cards, I should say. There goes our block for next turn. Hopefully we get the Ghostly Armor. Or at least get lethal on him. Triple strike would do it. Although it's pretty unlikely that we draw triple strike with this muddling of deck. Well, next turn we're gonna draw it, but it's too late anyway. Anything will do basically now. Yeah, so we don't have any big attacks. Okay, that's pretty nice. I wish I had gotten that a little bit earlier. Yeah. Probably could have used that a little bit earlier, but it's okay. This is interesting. So I think it's between Wild Strike and Infernal Blade here. I don't love Infernal Blade, it's pretty inconsistent, I would say. Although if you upgrade it, does cost 0, so it's sort of like just some free attack, and then you have to add it to your deck though, so you're basically with Infernal Blade, you're hoping that the combat doesn't last very long, because if it lasts longer, then this random attack is in your deck and you don't know what it's gonna be. Whereas with Wild Strike, if you get some combo with like wounds and draw or whatnot, then it could be really good. I think Wild Strike is probably the pick here, just to get a little bit more damage rolling. More consistent damage, I should say. I think the upgrade that I would take would be either the Bash upgrade or maybe the Ghostly Armor upgrade. But I am wondering if I should rest maybe before taking the Burning Elite. Or should I take the Burning Elite with this deck? I don't think these 3 cards that we added are like particularly strong, but they're not particularly weak either. I mean, Inflame is great. Ghostly Armor is a good block for sure, and Wild Strike is a decent attack. It's not great, but it's not a bad attack at all. So I think we probably are able to take the Burning Elite, but I worry a little bit for our health coming into the Burning Elite and another Elite. So I'm gonna rest here. I probably Smith before the boss because it's Hexaghost. But okay, 23 max HP, that's not a big deal at all. Might be the best fight that we could ask for. It would have been nice to get the strength right away, but this should be fine as well. I don't think the wounds should be too big a deal. The dazed wasn't last time either. The wounds, especially in this fight, with the skills, like, I guess we have a lot of like curse or status cards with the extra 3 skills that we have, or 4 skills. So maybe it's not great, but don't think this is the turn to flex potion. Maybe last turn would have been a better turn to flex potion. We'll do it on some turn when we have maybe the vulnerable on as well. Not this turn because we only have 2 attacks. Next turn, probably a good turn to flex potion. We could just take this 16. We'll exhaust the Ghostly, but we probably don't want it in the deck anyway. Probably just want to kill him as fast as possible, and I think Bash Wild Strike is a... And then I think we can probably get him next turn with the potions, but I mean, if we're gonna get him next turn, maybe we should have blocked in a little bit because the strength wouldn't matter as much. Oh, this is a terrible draw. That was a very unfortunate draw, I would say. So let's think here. 12. So if we had the strength, so that would be 8 plus 5 is 13. 50% of 13 is 6. So that would be 19 times 2. So we'd have to use both potions unless 12 times 2 is 24. 24 plus 20 would be lethal. So if we want to use the fire potion here, we would be able to kill him instead of taking the 8. But next turn we almost certainly have lethal. We'll take... so this is actually just 3 block because he gains 2. So then we'll take 5 damage. 5 damage for not using a potion is probably worth doing, especially when we're going up against 3 elites, so... We have the guaranteed this turn anyway, so I guess it probably wasn't worth using the potion when we're guaranteed lethal. One moment. I need to take a picture of my cats. They are being really cute. This is absolutely urgent. Sorry, I'm sure you understand. I don't mind dropkick in any deck. Although skip is looking nice here as well. I don't think we can afford dropkick currently. Maybe with the vulnerable potion, but that's only the one-time use, of course. Yeah, it's kind of risky to take the dropkick here, I would say. It's not like super good in our deck, and it's just like a worse strike if we can't get it with the vulnerable. I mean, at least it has the 2 extra strength usually, but I do feel like skip might be in order here. And I worry that if I take dropkick, I'm going to try to go infinite. And then we'll end up dying because of it. So we'll skip the dropkick here because, well, it ate up our relic, but at least he's satisfied. At least there's something positive that came out of this. This is a really nice first turn against Lagavulin, the Inflame. And then we just sit because we probably want to get rid of the Ascender's Bane. We might as well wait until... we'll probably go ahead and, if we can, like, throw a bash and a double strike, and then, you know, hopefully triple strike with the Flex Potion. This is a really nice 3 set of potions, a lot of damage potential here. Okay, so we don't have the bash here, but we do have 3 attacks. I don't want to get rid of the ghostly armor though, is the problem here. So we could wait for next turn to awaken him with a bash strike, and then get rid of the Ascender's Bane, keep the ghostly armor in deck, of course. I think keeping the ghostly armor is probably worthwhile here. So I think we'll wait a turn before we break him. Okay, that's not a bad draw at all. Now the question is, should we Flex Potion or wait? Probably wait until next turn because we'll probably end up playing 3 attacks, if not the ghostly armor in 2 attacks, which is the same amount of damage that the Flex Potion would do in this turn anyway, so it'll be the same either way. It's not a astounding amount of damage on the first turn, but I think we set up our deck nicely for this scenario. Yeah, I think Flex Potion is probably fine here. It's doing a good 10 damage. No, not 10 damage. It's doing another two more damage than that. And actually, because we applied the vulnerable and then we Flex Potion afterwards, instead of Flex Potioning the bash, it actually does a little bit more damage, and it does 4 more damage, I think. So we're pretty low here, so we might not take the other elite, but I mean, 2 combats is pretty similar to another elite. Okay, this is a pretty bad hand, but we did it to ourselves, so we can't complain too much. We shouldn't struggle with ending this fight soon, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, so next turn is guaranteed lethal with Wild Strike, so we should be good. We are all good here, all good in the hood. Red Skull is really nice, of course. We haven't gotten anything that's like super synergistic with strength here. We could take the uppercut. It's not a terrible card. The weak is kind of nice. I worry that having too many 2s is going to be an issue, but is there... Pummel is only 1, right? Yeah, Pummel is only 1. There's no, like, repeated damage too that I'm forgetting, right? Don't think so. I think it's... Oh, well, there's what's it called? There's the one that gets multiplied by strength 3 times, or 5 times if you upgrade it. So maybe it's worth not taking a 2 here, because we probably would take that strength card if we got it, and having too many 2s without the energy to play them is often an issue. What's the upgrade to uppercut? 2 and 2? That is pretty good, but... Weakened is also really nice against Hexaghost specifically. Well, not that great against Hexaghost specifically, because there's only a couple attacks that are doubled up. Can't make them sextuples too much, or we got porn bots or whatever. Probably saying the word porn is more likely to get them in here, but... there's not many cards with weak on them in Ironclad, so I don't think we're gonna get like 2 weeks in the deck. So I think I'll take the uppercut just because. I think I will take Campfire Elite. I worry a little bit that we need to rest though, which annoys me, to be honest, that I feel like we should rest, but I do think we should rest. I'm gonna rest. I know the Red Skull won't be active then, and that's kind of a downfall, but yeah, I was a little bit worried about facing off against Nob or the Sentries, and just or actually all 3 of them would have been kind of spooky here. We'll let the Ghostly Armor go because we don't really need it against Nob anyway. I don't think the uppercut is worth playing here because it's not doing any more damage. The one vulnerable is not doing anything here. We could think about Fear Potion here though. I think Fear Potion is probably worth playing here just to be safe and get this extra damage in now. And we'll get some extra damage in the next few turns as well from that Fear Potion. So just getting his health down a little bit faster to make sure that we're not taking too much damage here will be nice, for sure. Yeah, see, this is a lot of damage, and we'll be able to kill him next turn, so we won't be taking more than 8 damage here, which is, of course, going to be a lot less than, say, this, right? If we took that, then we would have been very sad. The Strawberry is a nice pickup just to get extra HP, because we took the minus 8 HP to begin with. Twin Strike is certainly a decent card for a strength kind of ish deck, strength-ish deck, which we sort of have with the Inflame, but not insanely strengthy. Okay, these are certainly interesting choices here. We have everyone's favorite Ice Cream. Energy is now conserved between turns. That's always awesome. We're definitely not taking the Cauldron. That's useless. Auric is good, but I don't think I would pick it up in a shop. It's a decent one to get, but I don't think I'd pick it up here. We have another Inflame here, which synergizes with our Twin Strike, of course. And if we pick it up, a Pummel, which is certainly looks good here. We have one of my favorite colorless cards, Dark Shackles. And then card removal service is, of course, definitely on the table. So the question is, how much can we afford to get if we get this Ice Cream, and how much can we afford to get if we don't get the Ice Cream? So if we get the Ice Cream, that's going to be 504 minus 296, 208. Okay, so 208 doesn't look too bad. We'll probably pick the Inflame and the Pummel. So that leaves $101. So we'd have to choose between the card removal and the Dark Shackles then. I think specifically as we're coming up to Hexaghost, I think Dark Shackles is probably the pick here, rather than card removal. So the question is, if we don't do the card removal and we do the Dark Shackles instead, Is there something we would get rid of, like, would we get rid of the ice cream in favor of like an auric or something? Or would we get rid of the inflame? Feel like not removing a card is probably fine. I would like to make our deck a little bit more consistent, but I'm not sure if I would remove a defend or a strike. I don't think I would remove a defend at this point, because we're a little bit over attacked right now. I think this is the choice that I want to make. You don't often see these guys with just 9 health, which is, of course, good for us. Dexterity potion would be really nice against our friend up here. I didn't mention that when we got it, but it would be really nice. Oh, I just realized I spent my energy, but I have ice cream. Okay, I need to be cognizant of the ice cream. If I am not, then please say something. Ice cream is important to pay attention to. It demands your attention. Oh, we probably have lethal here, don't we? Yeah, we do. So ice cream didn't matter there, but we should be paying attention just in case. Demon form is certainly interesting. Heavy blade is also interesting here. Pummel strike is also interesting because the upgrade is 2 cards. So we already have pummel. And a twin strike. I mean, these are not like the best cards in the world, right? But they do work slightly with strength. So what I'm thinking is demon form sort of makes my deck a lot better in the long term. These help with the short term. Although these both help with the short term as well. So maybe we should shore up our long-term game with the demon form. And we do have the ice cream, so that we could probably play this if we conserve some energy between turns a little bit easier, you know, because it's 3 energy. I think probably the demon form is the key here to a long-term strategy rather than a short-term strategy. I think the other 2 cards were definitely had their merits, but yeah, I'm thinking the demon form is probably the best here. We're definitely not going to upgrade the Dark Shackles because we don't need it to lose 15 strength. We only need really 5 strength. So what are we going to upgrade? Maybe we upgrade the Pummel to deal damage 5 times instead of 4 times. Or we could upgrade the Ghostly Armor. Actually, probably either the Bash for the 3 vulnerable or the Uppercut for the multiple turns. Playing Uppercut and something else making use of the vulnerable is really hard, so having 2 vulnerable on it makes it a lot better. Usually 1 vulnerable is a lot worse than 2 vulnerable. So I think we'll upgrade this just to count up the vulnerable, and the weak is obviously really good against Hexaghost because of the repeated damage. Repeated small amounts of damage is good with weak, of course. So he's setting up, so we're going to set up with our demon form. And I think I will pop the Dexterity Potion as well. The Dexterity Potion. Sometimes I can't speak. Hopefully we draw the Dark Shackles here. Well, we didn't draw the Dark Shackles and we didn't draw any block. So that's something. We could Inflame Uppercut here. I do like getting Inflame on, but we already have the Demon form up, which means we get basically Inflame at the start of every single turn. So maybe we wait on the Inflame and just do some damage with the Vulnerable apply. Like Uppercut Wild Strike or something. I don't mind that at all. I would like to have blocked in at all here. At least we have the vulnerable, so he's only dealing 18 instead of 30. It's not quite half, but it's pretty close. Oh, it's 25%, I guess. We do activate the red skill by doing that, so It's not terrible. It's barely activated, so honestly that's pretty nice. We can Ghost the Armor, Inflame, and then keep our energy for next turn. Because we already have the block in. And we have Ice Cream, which means we can conserve energy between turns, so now we have 4 energy instead of 3. Dark Shackle's not too bad here, but we could wait until his very last, or one of the last fires, where he does a lot of damage repeatedly. We don't have any block here, so I think Dark Shackles is probably worth playing right now, just to save us 12 HP. And then we can play all this out, or we could wait on the strike if we want to. Like, we could not play it, we could save the energy for another turn. Although, yeah, it's probably worth doing because we might get, like, we might get to play the Twin Strike again, which would be better than the Strike, obviously. Or maybe the Wild Strike, which would be better than the Strike again. So, I think even with the Vulnerable, the Wild Strike would be better than the Strike, so... So I guess we're going to play Ghostly Armor, and then... I think we should play 1 card here. I don't think we should play 2 strikes here, because we want to conserve our energy, but I think 1 strike... I don't think we're going to use 6 energy next turn. We only have 4 cards, right? So if we don't draw a 2 energy card, or really anything at all, then we won't be able to use our 6 energy. So I think playing 1 strike is good there. But both strikes, maybe we wait, because 5 cards will probably be able to use up the energy, if not save some energy for the turn after. No use to block in more because we're already blocked in enough. Okay, Bash and Uppercut are... Actually, Uppercut is just better than Bash now, isn't it? It's just like a better Bash. We are taking damage from the burn here, so using the Defend to just block the burn is not terrible here. We could also Bash to add more vulnerable, more than just the 2 vulnerable. It's not a terrible idea. Although I don't think he's going to last long enough for it to matter. I think we block the 2, and we use most of our energy here, but not all of our energy, saving the 1 energy for next turn, so that we can hopefully play everything in our hand. Okay, Pummel would have been really nice because it probably would have been lethal or very close to lethal, but we might already have lethal here. Okay, we already have lethal here, so it doesn't matter. Interesting, interesting. All 3 of these cards are honestly reasonable pickups. Exhume gives us another copy of Pummel or Dark Shackles, whichever is better in that particular fight. Some fights Dark Shackles is absolutely king, so it's not necessarily always going to be the Pummel. Reaper is great for healing, and Feed is great for increasing your max HP, of course. Feed will probably be a little bit difficult to play around with this specific deck because your strength gets so high that, like, basically anything will kill the thing, so doing a little bit more damage to get closer to Feed becomes more difficult the higher your damage totals are, right? You need to slowly lower it into feeding range, but if it's low enough that Feed doesn't get it, but everything else does get it, which is not uncommon, then you're gonna be in trouble, right? I guess there is a lot of, like, we do have a lot of strikes still, but I think it might actually be Exhume. Exhume is pretty nice here. It could even get back something even better than these 2. Reaper is of course nice, but I think it's Exhume here. Picking up a Seeing Red and then using Exhume on it wouldn't be too bad either. Well, I really regret resting twice and not upgrading because I kind of want to take the Fusion Hammer here, but we don't have the upgrades rolling really at all. And I don't think there's an easy way to upgrade things in Ironclad. So we could take the bell. I mean, the wound stuff does synergize with the bell stuff if you pick up the card that's like, if you draw a curse or a status card, then draw a card. So the curse isn't terrible here. It's definitely not Sacred Bark. Sacred Bark just sucks, as I've made very clear. I think it's probably Calling Bell, although Fusion Hammer is pretty close here. Fusion Hammer is also benefited by Ice Cream, of course. I think it actually is probably Fusion Hammer here. The bell, well, the bell isn't like the worst thing in the world. Like, I think we could definitely do something with bell. I think having Ice Cream means that we should take energy. We should take energy for sure, right? Because having more energy means you use Ice Cream more often, and using Ice Cream more often means you get to play things more often, and all that cycles into winning a lot more often, I would say. And even if the cards aren't better, if you're able to play them, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, we'll take the Smith or the Fusion Hammer. Not be able to Smith. We'll not take the Smith. We fired our Smith. Hopefully we get a couple upgrades from like random events, but we're probably gonna want to take lots of question marks because of our tiny chest. So let's see the question mark distribution here. So we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like 5 is the maximum. Either one of these two paths, this one, and one of these two paths, with that one as well. So let's think about elites on those paths. We could get 1 elite, 2 elite on this path. 2 elites, not bad. We have an early shop, which we'll miss, of course, because of the question mark, but we might get a shop in the question marks, which is not bad at all. Counting up to at least 5 so that we can maybe hit another treasure room in the next act is probably a smart move, because we don't necessarily always get 4 in a row up in the next act. Sometimes they are a little bit more spread out, so hitting 5 is certainly worth doing, I would say. We definitely need a little bit more defense in our deck, I would say. Because if we let the demon form run for a little while, then it's gonna like really pay off, so a little bit more defense would probably go a long way. So we can defend and then drop one of these birds and not demon form here. It's probably the best option, I would say. So we'll drop the one with more health, just because more damage on it as the sitting will be more effective because it has more health. Okay, we can ghost the armor here. Unfortunately, we don't draw any attacks with the twin strike, which is quite unfortunate. We can save the dark shackles for a different turn. None of them are doing multiple attacks, so I think we'll save the dark shackles for when they're doing like 2x6 or 3x6 or whatever. If we ever draw it, I think we'll be blocked in there, so hopefully we're fine. Is this when we play attacks or dealt attack damage? Okay, so Hummel will just drop one of these guys, which will be nice. We can just go ahead and drop this bird. And then I think the bash is probably worth playing here, but I don't think the strike is worth playing. We'll just wait on that. Can get the pummel back with Exhume and drop the other bird. Probably worth doing, I would say. Could even get Ascender's Bane back. How sick is that? Probably not worth it. And then this is lethal, so. Sword Boomerang is, of course, awesome here. Deal 3 damage to random 3 enemies 3 times, so. It's like Twin Strike, but better. Okay, we get Inflame here, which makes Sword Boomerang 15. Twin Strike 14. Pummel is 16. But here we're gonna Ghostly Armor, Sword Boomerang, and probably Twin Strike is worth playing as well. We'll not play the Pummel because we might as well save it until we have more strength, and it's exhaust, of course, so we only get to play it once. I think we'll go ahead and play the Uppercut here, but not worry about the strikes because we'll probably get something better turn after, I would assume, and we can play that with our energy that we save. The 4 energy is certainly helping, although I certainly would like to see some of these cards upgraded. I think we will Demon Form here, although I don't know how long this fight is really going to last. And then just apply some more Vulnerable and chill. I mean, we have to chill, we have 0 energy. Okay, this fight did not last long enough that the Demon Form was worth it, but I mean, it didn't really change anything in that turn anyway, so. I think Flex can be a good card sometimes, but I don't think in a Demon Form deck, Flex is worth taking, personally. And the Infernal Blade can be nice to get a 0 cost attack in, but when we have Ice Cream and an Energy Relic, we probably don't need it. And it's just going to shuffle a random card into our deck, which we don't want. And against Snake, it sucks, so clearly that's the chief reason to not use it. We won't use the Pummel here, although it is 1 energy and wouldn't mind using it. We won't use the Ghostly Armor here either. We'll just exhaust it because he's going to give us like this thing which randomizes the cost of cards, and it'll probably cost more than it's worth anyway, so might as well not draw it and draw something else and get more chances to get low cost cards, and we'll save our energy so that we can actually play the things that we draw. Like this Defend, which is now 5 or 3 cost. I think we'll play the Defend and just pass. Strike might be worth it, but I think saving the energy is probably more worth it to actually play something that we want to play, rather than a random Defend. Of course, we could get Ghostly Armor back with Exhume. It's not terrible here. Definitely gonna Inflame, definitely gonna Strike here. Those are givens. Exhume for Ghostly Armor does not seem that bad here. 2 energy for 10 block, not bad at all. In this circumstance, of course. In most circumstances, that would be terrible. I'm almost thinking about defending here as well. I think it probably is worth the 3, unfortunately. To take a little bit less damage. Okay, I think the long-term strategy with Demon Form is probably also worth taking. We're probably going to play every card in our hand this turn. Okay, we're not doing too bad on damage here. Actually, we have guaranteed lethal next turn if we can play this card, which we're guaranteed to be able to play, so. Well. Sometimes with the Confused, you get cards that are all 3 cost, and sometimes the game just likes you, but it doesn't even matter anyway. I would take Inflame, but I feel like we already have enough early game strength with the 2 Inflames. The Demon Form is more late game strategy, so I don't think a 3rd Inflame is really doing much. I'll take a Shrug It Off because it's neutral in terms of cards. We draw an extra card. We don't have energy to be able to play it usually, and 8 block is nice for sure. Again, we're trying to build up this tiny chest. We get a merchant, which is great. I wanted to see a merchant anyway, eventually. I mean, I don't know if this turn was exactly the turn that I wanted to see a merchant, but some turn. Master of Strategy would have been nice to get here, but Sling of Courage would have been nice to get last act for sure. Finesse is not bad either. I think we will remove here. Hello, Robert, or Sudoku Dragon, as your name is. We can remove a strike here, I think. I think we need the extra defense. Although it is nice to get the strikes out there with these extra, with the extra strength, of course. But yeah. Oh, we're $1 off buying Finesse. I thought we could buy it as well as the removal, but apparently not. We could pick up the Ghostly Armor. Not bad. But I worry with 2 Ghostly Armors that we will probably end up exhausting at least one of them if we get both in our hands for some reason. It has been a little bit difficult to play the Ghostly Armor in some cases, so maybe not picking up another one is good, but also it is like probably one of the best block cards in Ironclad, so I think I will pick it up. Double your block is probably a better block card, and of course I have to mention the what is it called? Impervious card, which is 3 energy, 30 block, which is I guess the same ratio of block to energy that Ghostly Armor is, so can't say Ghostly Armor is too bad at all. I think we'll go ahead and bash here. I think we'll save the energy of the strike. We might as well regen potion here because we're going to probably stay here enough turns that it will heal us full. Or at least we might take some damage from the Spirit Guardian. I really don't like the Spirit Guardian. That 11 times 2 is always a little bit difficult to deal with here. How's it going, Robert? Haven't seen you by here in a while. Always wonder how it's going when I don't see someone for a while. Sword Boomerang might end up killing him here. Or not. Or it just hits this guy 3 times. 2 times it was, but still, it's kind of annoying. Took quite a bit of damage there, which we probably did not need to take at all. Geez, we could throw one of these over here. I feel like we are probably going to end up using the Ghostly Armor here to try to block in this damage. We might as well throw something onto him. Although I don't know how worth it is to go after this guy right now. It might be worth it to more save the energy to play the Demon Form next turn and play other things as well. I think we will go ahead. I mean, we could try to wait for the Mercury Hourglass. We'd have to wait 2 turns, and I'm not sure if it's worth it, especially since he's shuffling 2 days into our discard. But yeah, it's probably worth it to kill him now, honestly, with the 2 days that's going into the discard already. Make our draw a little bit better here. Well, we did not draw either Shrug It Off or Defend, so we're taking another 11 damage, which I definitely was not looking forward to doing. We'll probably save the Pummel. And probably save the energy. 6 times 4, but it will be 8 times 4 next turn. What is 6 times 4 anyway? That's 24. 24 is no joke. It's half his health at least. Okay, we'll do it this turn because we're not sure if we'll draw it next turn, so, or the turn after or anything like that, so might as well try to make sure that we are ending this as soon as possible. We also have the Exhume, which is probably another reason to play that then. because now we have lethal. I don't think the third ghostly armor is worth taking. Maybe it is. Burning Pact isn't terrible either. I mean, we can exhaust these strikes or whatnot. Draw 2 cards. We do need a little bit... We do need some draw in this deck for sure. It's not bad. I think I'll take it just because we're sorely lacking the draw department and we have the energy to play things, so... Might as well try to shore up that draw. This is a bit scary, especially with our health total here. I think we'll bash here, but not Wild Strike or Strike because... Well, maybe it's worth... I just worry about the wound. We're already going to get 2 wounds here into our discard, so I worry that the wounds will stack up a little bit too fast if I start Wild Striking as well. And I don't think the Strike is worth playing here. I think we'll just save the energy in case we get like a hand with Demon Form or whatnot. The Red Skull activation is not bad at all, though I wouldn't I wouldn't say I love it. Getting all the powers in our hand right away is not the best thing in the world. Yeah, okay. We're definitely gonna block in here, and I feel like the long-term security of Demon Form is going to be slightly better than the In Flames here. After 2 turns, it's the same thing anyway, so... Taking a little bit too much damage here, I would say. Well, Exhume is not helping, and Dark Shackles is a turn late, unfortunately. Yeah, that's very unfortunate on the Dark Shackles front, I would say. I mean, we could Dark Shackles Exhume and then get Dark Shackles again on him. But it almost feels like it's worth just saving it for when he's attacking like 7 times 3 or whatnot. Maybe it's probably worth playing here just because we're getting a little bit too low. At least playing once. Don't think it's worth exhuming here. Like, Exhume might be able to get us later with Pummel and getting the Dark Shackles back on a turn where it actually does matter a little bit more. It's probably worth keeping the energy and keeping the Exhume around, I would say. It's pretty close, but yeah, see, Dark Shackles would have been really nice on this turn, for example. We do have the Uppercut, which is going to be helpful, of course. Uppercut gives us vulnerable and weak. Can at least block in 15. 15 of 20 is not bad at all. Take 5 damage. Save 1 energy for next turn. We have the draw to support the energy, so we might as well save it. We have way too many wounds in here, so I think I'm glad I didn't play the Wild Strike, although we are pretty close to the point where if I had played those cards when I had the opportunity to, then it might have been a little bit more closer to lethal is what I'm trying to say. Or we have lethal here, so it actually didn't matter at all. So maybe we should have played those cards when we had the chance, like the we should have played the Exhume on the Dark Shackles to take a little bit less damage. I was just being a little bit greedy, I think. I don't think another Demon Form is worth taking. Disarm might be worth taking. Disarm is a lot like Dark Shackles, except it's permanent. And Disarm with Exhume is no joke. Because sometimes you can just like really reduce their strength if you Exhume the Disarm. Although not getting the upgrade on it without fusion, without smithing is certainly not something that I look forward to not being able to get, but I think Disarm is a pretty pretty solid card for defensive, and we definitely want a little bit more defense here. Obviously, we're gonna rest here because we're definitely not gonna recall. We'll take the treasure with the tiny chest over the elites here, I think. We're missing out on one relic by not taking the elites, but we're already getting 2 elites on this path with this one as well, so not too bad at all. We might as well go ahead and block in and set up here. Excuse me. Horncleat is also really nice. I didn't even mention this, but Horncleat is definitely nice to get here. So I think if we're gonna play Disarm, we should play the Disarm on the Parasite rather than the Fungi Beast, because I think the Parasite's gonna be around a little bit longer. I think we'll probably accidentally kill this guy, if anything. Although we could try to kill the Parasite before the Fungi Beast, because he applies to vulnerable on death, and the Fungi Beast is, the Shell Parasite is almost always attacking. So the vulnerable is gonna do some damage, but I do think the 75 health is gonna last a little bit longer than the 21 here. So I think we inflame an uppercut. We will take 10 damage here, which is unfortunate, but we did the best that we could, I would say. Really nice to get the double weakened, and we get into Red Skull just barely, so that's also really nice. Obviously, we're gonna play Ghostly. I think is probably the play here. Pummel is 16 times 4. That is almost certainly worth doing here. And we have lethal, so that's also really nice. We'll take 3 damage because we don't have lethal on him. I don't think a potion is worth 3 damage because we don't have like 3 potions in our slots or anything like that. Oh, we kill him with the Mercury, which is kind of funny. But I don't think Clothesline is worth it because we already have the Uppercut, which is probably just a better card than Clothesline. There's a lot of weird like overlapping spots here, like Bash and Uppercut and Clothesline are all like super overlapping cards that I think are pretty much like almost the same thing, which I don't love in the design aspect of it, but Ornamental Fan, I think that's pretty good. We have a lot of 1 energy attacks, and we play probably at least 3 attacks a turn with the extra energy that we have. But the 4 block, I mean, sometimes it's helpful that they just get a little bit of block without even worrying about the So we got our tiny chest reward, and it's terrible. I think we'll take the Sapphire Key here. I don't think I need Blue Candle. We don't have any curses in deck, and I don't imagine that I'm gonna like want to take any curses. And even if we do take curses, like Amari or Amamari is better than Blue Candle for sure, if you don't have curses in your deck already. We'll take the 2 combats and the Elite and the question mark, because the Campfire is going to be worse than the question mark because we can't smith there. If we could smith, I might have taken the question mark instead, but I think the Elite is going to be better here. As long as we don't die, essentially. If we die, then obviously the Elite is worse, but we'll disarm the Mystic. No, we'll disarm the Centurion because he's going to deal more damage overall, I would think. I would think that, but I meant to say I would say. We can probably spend the Dark Shackles here. I think I'll save the Sword Boomerang because this guy heals, so any damage on him is not worth it because we're going to try to kill the Centurion first. So Sword Boomerang is probably just dealing some damage to him that he's going to heal anyway. So I don't think it's worth doing the Sword Boomerang right now. Just the random target part of it and not having any strength right now makes it not worth it, I would say. Okay, demon form is pretty nice here. We could Burning Pact, but we could also just like wait. We do have Ascender's Bane in deck, so we might not be able to use all 6 energy next turn. Although I don't think we'll use one. We won't use another 2 cards with just the 1 energy, I don't think. Although we could just do it to see what we draw. I think we can play everything, so I guess why not, right? Okay, so just getting these out of our deck is probably worth just spending the 1 energy, right? It might be worth it. It might have been worth it to play one of the strikes because he was vulnerable. Yeah, see, he was going to heal up anything that we did to him with the Sword Boomerang anyway, so saving that 1 energy was probably worth doing. We saved it until here anyway, so we could take another Disarm here if we want to, or a Dark Shackles if we feel so inclined to do so. I think maybe taking the Disarm is slightly better here. It's pretty close. I mean, Dark Shackles is going to lose less health this turn, obviously, but this might lose less health over the course of the whole game. I mean, it's 5 turns that we would need to spend in order for this to be better than this, right? So maybe Dark Shackles is better here. There's not spending an energy is another thing that we could consider here. Yeah, so we're taking 9 here. I don't think Pummel right now is worth playing. I think we could not play the Wild Strike as well because of the fact that we'll be able to play everything in hand. So we'll spend at least 5 energy. So we'll probably at least keep 1 energy here, maybe 2 for the possibility to shrug it off. So I guess playing the Wild Strike isn't too bad, but I don't really want to draw a wound here. Is the thing. Maybe saving it is slightly better here. I mean, we don't have a lot of strength, so it's not that worth it. Maybe we just save it. We don't have a whole lot of draw either, so it could be that the energy is better used when we have the cards in our hand, but... So getting the Shrug It Off is very nice. Double Inflame is also nice to be able to play, and then we can Ghostly Armor and do some Twin Strike action. We don't need the defend because we're already blocking in, so this guy has attacked a lot of times for some reason, which is kind of annoying. And the Centurion has not attacked very much at all, which is bizarre, but certainly welcome, I would say. Okay, that was a very good turn. We have a lot of strength, so we're never going to see these ghostly armors again. We might as well save the energy in case we need it. We're definitely never going to see those again. Yeah, I think my intuition was certainly correct there, that we would never see those cards again. Shrug It Off, I think I will take, just because we have the energy to support it, and it is going to help us be able to draw a little bit and get an extra little bit of block, so... It's a bit of a scary fight here, but... Especially with yeah, it's a bit of a scary fight. We already read Skulls, that's kind of nice. We can also double Inflame. Although, I would like to play Uppercut and Sword Boomerang, so maybe just 1 Inflame and then do that. It's unfortunate that we're going to take 18 damage here, but there's really nothing we can do at all. I mean, we could have tried to play 3 attacks instead of playing the, what's it called? But the Inflame, but I don't think that was worth it for the 4 block. This is certainly nice here. The Dark Shackles is great. I would have liked to not draw Exhume here and draw it a little bit later. And also the Horn Cleat is not great on the same turn that we get the Dark Shackles, but, you know, you can't get everything right? We're not going to Burning Pack because we don't have the energy and we don't want to play any of these anyway, so. We could have Exhumed there just to get the Dark Shackles back, but I think we'll... Like, since we have Ice Cream, we can always play that later, and it's basically the same card anyway. And we leaving our options open to maybe get something else instead. So Pummel here is lethal, so we didn't need to worry about that at all. So we're good. I don't think Feel No Pain is worth it on our deck. We only have a few exhaust cards, and the synergy is just not there, I don't think. Dual wield could be good for sure. I mean, dual wield could be good on, say, Inflame. It could also be good on Sword Boomerang or Pummel. But I don't know if we have the draw to really support dual wield right now. So maybe the answer is Warcry to give us a little bit of extra draw for 0 energy. It's not a bad move at all, I don't think. Putting a card in top for the next turn, knowing how much energy we'll probably have to play it, is good too. Like if we drew the demon form and we didn't have the energy to play it, we could just put it back on top. We'll have it energy to play it next turn probably, or we'll know how much energy we'll have to play it. Okay, we get to remove a card. That's nice. So let's just make sure that we don't have anything down here that we absolutely want to get rid of, that we didn't want to add in the first place. I mean, Wild Strike is pretty terrible, but I think Strike is probably worse than it. Just a bit worse than it. Defends are also pretty bad here, but just because we have 2 Shargadoffs, we have 2 Ghostly Armors. So maybe Defend is worse here because we have a lot of Strength, so Strike is actually doing something. Maybe Defend is worse now. We even have a Dark Shackles, so I think Defend might be slightly worse here than Strike. We don't have a lot of health to be going into this fight, actually. This might have been a mistake. Okay, I think we're going to take this Cultist Potion, because I don't think we have time to play the Demon form right now. So I think getting that extra HP, or that extra strength, will be certainly helpful. We'll go ahead and defend and uppercut as well. So this is 20, 35? No, sorry, just 30. 20 plus 10 is 30. I'm stupid. So we're taking 15 here, which is a lot more than I would like to take, of course. The Horn Cleat will be active next turn, so that will certainly help. I think we should have maybe just taken the regular enemy here, because we were a little bit low. Okay, so this is 15 damage, so if we end up killing this guy with like the Fire Potion or something, then we should be okay. I think I want to Disarm on the Taskmaster. Disarm is an interesting card because with Weakened, you probably want to put it on someone who's attacking the most, right? The highest attack. But with Strength Loss, it doesn't really matter who you put it on as long as the person's attacking most turns. So putting it on someone you're just going to leave lying there for a little while because he does the least really damage. He just shuffles some wounds into our deck. I don't think that's a big deal, personally. At least not in a fight where you're really trying to go quickly. Putting the Disarm on him is probably the most valuable thing because it lasts the longest. Because we're going to leave him alive until the others are dead. I'll put the Burning Pact on top. I don't think we have the energy to play it right now. So I think we can just kill the Slaver normally. Or the Red Slaver normally. We could strike and Wild Strike him. But also, we could think about just striking and Fire Potioning him instead. And then saving either the Wild Strike on the other guy or saving the energy for next turn. Also, Disarm means that we don't need to play the Defend if we don't want to, so we could also play the Bash as well if we want to play the Bash on like this guy or something. I think that might be the best course of action here, is just go ahead and Fire Potion and then play the Bash over here so that we have the Vulnerable on for next turn to hopefully be able to kill him before. Like, if we just draw attacks, then we're not guaranteed to kill him, but we definitely need to kill one of them in order to not die, so. Okay, so we drew pretty nicely here. 11 times 2, 13 times 2 is 26, so it's not quite lethal yet, but it's pretty close to lethal. Okay, that's pretty meh. What do we have in here? So I think Ghostly Armor will block in fully, so we might as well just do that. And then deal the 26 damage. 26 damage means that the Mercury Hourglass will kill him next turn. It deals 3 damage to all enemies at the start of my turn. And we won't take any damage because this is 18 exactly. So I think we should be fine. It's the weakened that made us miss the lethal there. But it doesn't matter because we blocked in anyway, so we could have saved some energy if we had been able to lethal him there before. We didn't play the pummel when we hit it. Oh no, we didn't have the pummel yet. It's in the deck still. I was gonna say we didn't play the pummel apparently, so we can't exhume it, but we definitely didn't play it. We could get the Warcry and then play the pummel, and that would probably be lethal. We could also just Sword Boomerang now, and that's pretty close to lethal anyway. Yeah, we have lethal. Okay, we're good. We don't need to worry about doing any of this fancy stuff. I still don't think we should take another Inflame. I think it's a little bit too much. I would have taken the Battle Trance maybe 2 combats ago, but with the... I mean, Burning Pact isn't a great draw for sure. With the 2 Shargodoffs and the Warcry, I think we're already building up a block, or we're already building up a draw engine that is not related to Battle Trance. Like, Battle Trance is going to be a little bit difficult to play. Although, it might be okay, because this exhausts, right? And we could always play the Shargodoffs before we Battle Trance. Maybe it's okay. It might actually be okay. I think I will take the Battle Trance just because we would like a little bit more draw here for sure. We didn't get a defensive thing again, which is going to be quite difficult against the champ, I would say. I think the other reason to not take the elite here would be because the champ is pretty spooky. I think we should maybe try to draw here. Okay, Ghostly Armor is going to help, I think. Ghostly and then Bash, maybe? Or we could just save our energy? Maybe not, because we don't have... We do have the extra draw in the Battle Trance now. I'm torn between bashing and just sitting here. I think we just sit here. I think we save the energy to be able to set up a little bit better with the strength stuff. And we do have a bit of draw now, so it's not bad. And putting us into Red Skull range is not bad either. We get to block in fully just by accident here as well, which is pretty nice. I feel like, again, we're just going to try to save our energy. I mean, 8 energy is a lot, but maybe saving it here will help us set up and be able to block in and all that. Captain's Wheel and Horn Cleat is definitely a very nice thing to get. We get Anchor and get the full trifecta. I feel like there's an achievement for that or something. Can definitely uppercut here. It's probably worth doing. Shrug it off. Probably worth doing. I don't think Wild Strike is worth doing. Maybe it is. We can also Warcry. Could Battle Trance and put it on top for next turn. Or we could do it this turn. Although we don't really have the energy to do it, so maybe we just go ahead and Twin Strike here and then save the rest of the energy for next turn. When we're gonna Battle Trance. I mean, we don't have any more draw in the deck, so Battle Trancing next turn is not bad at all. We could have also thought about Shrug It Off, putting him out on top for next turn, and not playing the Battle Trance at all because we aren't playing either one. Shrug It Off has a little bit of block too, so it might have been nice, but I think we'll just save these things for a little bit. Okay, he wasn't attacking this turn anyway, so it's nice to get the draw in, for sure. Can inflame. I don't really like shuffling the Dark Shackles into the discard at all, but yeah, that's kind of what we have to do, right? The question is, do we save the Pummel for a better turn? He is vulnerable. We do have 9 strength, which is no joke. 9 strength is no joke at all, so it might be worth doing here. We could also use this elixir to exhaust the 2 strikes to make our draw a little bit more consistent. We could have exhausted the defend as well. It's probably worth doing, actually. I want to save the energy here because, like, I didn't want to play the strikes. I wanted to exhaust them instead. It's funny that he gives us, like, this vulnerable and then he doesn't attack at all, which is kind of funny. It's also good that he gets the strength, because the disarm, if he had the -1 to the strength, then he could, he does this buff where he clears all the debuffs, so if he had the debuff of minus strength, then he would clear that, but since he doesn't have the debuff of minus strength, he won't clear it, so he'll stay at 1 strength instead, which is pretty nice. Well, he won't stay at 1 strength, but you know what I mean. He won't clear the debuff that we actually gave him because he got another buff, essentially. I think maybe keeping the Pummel is worth it, but also we could exhume it back. Okay, I think I'm gonna play it here. I think we'll exhume it back, and probably that will be a big chunk of lethal. We're struggling a bit for the block, for sure, on this turn and most other turns, I would say. We can Burning Pact the strike here. Ghostly Armor. And then the question is, should we play these 3 cards and not play this, or play this and weaken him? And also the vulnerable would be nice too. So I think I'm going to play the uppercut here. It's probably saving at least 5. Yeah, he'd save 7 there with the 25%, so... And this is more damage. 15 times 3 is 45. 18 times 2 is less than 45, so... Unfortunately, we don't have the energy to play that, but... we can't play all our cards, right? You think you're the champ? I have a 13 strength. Come at me, bro. Sucks that we're weakened right now, otherwise I would probably exhume the Pummel. That's definitely nice to grab. Probably just set up the bash here with the vulnerable for a few more turns. Although he might clear his debuff soon. I think he clears his debuffs and gives himself a Metallicize or something like that. Okay, this is a really nice draw here. We can also draw 3 if we want to. I think we might leave the Dark Shackles for next turn. We also can't draw with either of these two, so it's probably not worth doing it right now. We'll probably save the Ghostly here by using it. Then the question is uppercut or no uppercut, and I think no uppercut because I think he is going to clear his block and all that, so we're just gonna go ahead and play the Sword Boomerang and the Twin Slash, or Twin Strike, and then just chill. Okay, he didn't clear his debuffs, but he's still vulnerable, and we could possibly kill him this turn, although I don't think it's that likely that we would be able to. No. We have 43, but not quite enough. The bash is 37. 37 plus the 43. That's 70, 80. That's 80 damage, so we're 21 behind. So we could Burning Pact the Ghostly to see if... No, we don't have the energy to play all that then, because the bash is 2. We could still Burning Pact the Ghostly just to see if we can get 1 cost, which are enough. That's 66. That's probably enough here. Yeah, that is enough. Okay, excellent. Okay, this is good. This is very good. I think we have a deck, guys. More energy. I don't know if we really... like, the cards that we have in our deck are probably good enough to win. So I think maybe Busted Crown is going to be good. Because, like... oh, we can't upgrade the Limit Break, which kind of sucks. Because it doesn't exhaust then. But one Limit Break is probably enough, honestly. Just one play is probably enough to beat even the heart or whatever. So I think we'll take the Busted Crown. Okay, Donu and Deka should be easy. Okay, question marks. We definitely need to hit 3 question marks before the end. If we could hit more, on this side it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll get two more treasure rooms from taking all of those question marks. We have a light shop, which we can spend lots of money in. We have 1 elite on the path, but it's 2 treasure rooms, 2 extra treasure rooms for no cost. So I think we'll definitely take the double treasure room path. Double treasure room. I am so greedy. I want double treasure. More treasure, more problems. Let's think here. So if we were to bash Twin Strike, I don't think that's going to be lethal on the 30 health guy, right? No, that's not lethal at all. So I think we'll Demon Form and then Ghostly and defend just to set up here, and then I know we need to kill this guy in 3 turns, but hopefully with our setup we'll be able to do so. Okay, the Pummel is definitely helpful here. Inflame. Pummel, that's 24. So we can just chill, because the Hourglass will kill him next turn, and he won't explode or anything. We could think about Burning Pack the Ascender's Bane and see what we get. Probably worth doing, actually. Limit Break. I don't think this fight is going to be so long that Limit Break will do much more than another 4, so getting an extra 4 is probably worth the Limit Break here. It's like playing both in Flames, so it's probably worth doing, right? Did we already play one of the In Flames? I don't even know. I guess so, we only have 1 in deck. I don't remember playing the other one, but I suppose we must have. Could get the Pummel back here. $12 times 4, that's lethal on either of them. But this one, so that's 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is... so we can shrug it off and then Pummel. Okay, that's very nice to be able to kill him that turn, and then we can even get lethal on the both of them. Metallicize is not bad. We're a little bit lacking in the defense department, so Metallicize would probably be nice to pick up. Not bad at all. Could really use a Juzu bracelet to make all these question marks a little bit more friendly. This is sort of a weird draw. I don't think we want to use the Distilled Chaos on this fight, so I don't think we want to triple strike here because of the energy situation, but maybe it's worth the 4 block. It might be worth the 4 block. It's pretty close to being not worth it, but the next 2 turns we'll have some block from the Captain's Wheel and the Horn Cleat, so that's nice for sure. Not enough block, apparently. Jesus. That's... They're doing a little bit of damage here. Take the Shrug-It Off for sure. Oh, well, we get to draw, but... It sucks that we drew 2 cards, which are draw cards, and then a Limit Break, which we can't use right now. So this is 16. This is 14. How much damage is coming in? 18 times 2. So 32. 32 is 10 over. Plus 13 is 23 over. That's crazy. That is a crazy amount of damage. Well... See you later, guys. Once again, the regular enemy attacks have been brutal in Act 3. At least we activate our Red Skull, and of course we get all the block when they're not attacking us. What a joke! What an absolute joke! And we have to spend our energy on these. 38 block. That's more block than I had last turn. Are you kidding me? What a joke. The triple block. Oh my word. These guys are cheating. This is blatant cheating. You're in cahoots with my deck. Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and uppercut him, then sword boomerang. Okay, that's why I didn't put the Dark Shackles on first, because I was worried it was gonna do that. Yeah, and that's why I put the... I guess I could have... No, I didn't want to boomerang before I did the... What's it called? What is that called? Uppercut, because I wanted the vulnerable to maiden proc. But yeah, that's why I put the weak on him, because just in case one of these two got killed, and then like it would be stupid to put the weak on him and also the Dark Shackles, right? So that's kind of what I was thinking there. I should explain these things a little bit more. Maybe worth doing, explaining, you know. We can Burning Pact the defend to see if we can get some actual attacks here. Okay, that's nice. We have lethal now, so... One, two, three, four, 5, 6. 6 plus 6 times 3 is 18. I don't think it's worth it. We probably do want to remove the strikes anyway, so it's probably not worth it. We might get some like Vampirism or something, and I don't know if I would take Vampirism. I'm not going to lose the HP here, I don't think. I'm a little bit... There's no campfires along this path, so I'm a little bit skeptical of losing HP for no reason. Deep Breath is not bad at all. There are definitely some cases where I want specific cards, and having the shuffle is... or having the control of the shuffle is quite nice here. This is one of those cases where I'm gonna lose health, but it is an extra relic. I don't think I'm defensive enough to not take any damage here, which is why I'm a little bit skeptical of taking the fight. I think the greedy thing to do is to take the fight. And maybe it's stupid to leave, but I am gonna leave. No need to be greedy. Yes, that is good. Good advice. Sound advice, I would say. Battle Trance seems really good here. Okay, Demon Form. Of course, we get the War Cry. Why wouldn't we, right? Dark Shackles is probably gonna get the best use here. And then we're just gonna chill. We'll just save the energy because like we don't have that much attack, or we don't have that much strength right now. So a strike would be probably not worth doing. Although 6 energy with these days shuffled in our deck might not be the best thing in the world. Although we do have a bit of draw. I mean, we don't have that much draw with our Battle Trance and our Warcry out of the deck. We could always shuffle with our Deep Breath that we just got. Can go ahead and kill this guy. Probably use the Ghostly Armor because we don't want it to exhaust. But then the question is, should we bash or should we save the energy? I think maybe bash because, like, this is 6 days that are in our deck, right? 6 days, it's not very likely that we're going to need 7 energy to play 5 cards with 6 days in our deck. I think that's pretty unlikely, so go ahead and spend this here. I wish we had, like, Calipers or something. I mean, we do tend to get a lot of luck, but, like, in one turn and not the other turns for some reason. I think we just suck at drawing cards in card games for some reason. I suck at drawing cards in card games, even though I love card games. I think Limit Break is going to be at its best right now. We'll just pummel because, like... Oh, we could have probably justified a pummel over here, although we would take some damage from it. It might have been worth it to do, though. It probably would have been worth it to do. This is what I'm talking about. We didn't need the 7 energy because we were going to draw some Dazed, and yeah. Okay, Inflame is nice here, for sure. We can... I think we want a Deep Breath before we strike. Battle Trance is really nice. Alright, we will take some damage from this, but... we could go ahead and use the block potion to save probably 12 blocks, so... or 12 health. Probably could have waited. Twin Strike? I don't think that's necessary. I think we'll skip that. I mean, it's good in our deck, of course, but I don't think it's necessary, and I don't want to mess up the draw and not be able to draw a Demon Form for the entire game sort of thing. This is kind of weird. I mean, I'm not going to play Pummel right now. I guess we play Deep Breath just to draw a card to see if we get something decent. Okay, that's definitely not what we wanted to see, because that just requires us to spend an energy to play it. And we wanted to save that energy for the Ice Cream, but whatever. Okay, we can shrug it off here. Can you please stop with the Ghostly Armor? I guess we can put this on top with Warcry. So we might as well Warcry before so that we build up this this thing. Yeah, I'll put the Ghostly Armor back on top so that we can play it next turn. I guess we can play the Uppercut. Excuse me. The Twin Strike first and then the Sword Boomerang. Get the extra slow effect on whenever we play a card. He receives 10% more damage from attacks. So playing those cards in the right order is important. Alright. Metallicize, I think we're definitely going to play. We'll play the Ghostly just to not have it exhaust, and then I think we'll play the Bash. Don't know if this strike is worth playing right now. 19 damage. We don't have any... We have quite a bit of draw in our deck, like the Burning Pact and the Battle Trance are still in there. We only have 11 cards, so I think it's not worth playing the strike here. We have enough energy, or we have enough draw that the energy will probably get used. Although we are running dangerously low on the counting here. I think Limit Break we could maybe get a better one off, although we could try to get it twice. I didn't even realize we still had Shrug It Off as well. If we draw here, then we're probably going to draw Burning Pact, but I think it's probably fine. We didn't draw it, which is nice. Means we can use it later. And inflame here. We'll disarm. We can even Wild Strike to use the Burning Pact on the wound next turn. Is not a bad idea at all. I think we will Limit Break here. We'll probably use the Exhume on the Limit Break, or we might use it on the Pummel if we have Lethal, but I think we'll save the 1 energy because we're going to draw more than 5 cards next turn. And we'll definitely save the Dark Shackles, of course, because he wasn't attacking at all. I mean, he doesn't do like repetitive attacks. Like these are just big beefy attacks. But the Dark Shackles is definitely going to do more work than 0, I would assume. This is no block and 38 damage, so I think I will draw 3 cards, or we can play the top 3 cards. Is there anything I really do not want to play in here? Maybe I'll play the Pummel first so that if we Exhume, then we can get it back. Although I would rather play the Pummel last so that we can get the extra slow damage on it. Yeah, so maybe we'll just draw the cards. We don't have enough energy to play all those cards though, is the problem. We'll just disco Chaos and see what happens. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad at all. We can go ahead and use the Defend because we need a little bit more block anyway. And then might as well use everything in hand. And we do have a lot of draw in here, so maybe, well, not a lot of draw. We have 3 draw cards, 4 draw cards. So maybe not using the Strike is worth doing, or not using the Wild Strike just because the wound is going to be a little bit annoying. Probably worth not using the Wild Strike, I would assume. Oh, we might have Lethal here with the Wild Strike, actually, so let's play it. Yeah, we had Lethal. I'm not sure if it mattered with the Wild Strike, but playing it is probably better than not playing it there. We definitely don't need to take that, so we're not going to take it. Bottled Flame is kind of weird here, because we don't really want these right away, right? We don't want to start the combat with these. I guess we could want to start the combat with Uppercut, because then we can weaken them right away, vulnerable them right away. I don't know. So we're gonna take this path to the right, so we get another 4 question marks, and we get another tiny chest trigger, which will be nice, of course. Get another relic for free. I don't think we're gonna spend 439 gold for the week on the first turn. We already took the blue one, so we can take. We got the trifecta of Anchor, Captain's Wheel, and Horncleat. That's awesome. I feel like there is an achievement for that, but I don't have the overlay of Steam on because it's kind of annoying. So maybe there is an achievement that I got for that, but I don't know if I did. It's really nice to get block on all the first 3 turns. Good thing we didn't take Auric or Achillium, because that would definitely conflict with all 3 of these. And we wouldn't get that trigger in the first 3 turns, which kind of suck. I guess we'll just play these cards because we might as well. We're definitely not going to play either of these, I don't think. Ugh. We don't need the red mask anyway because we're already weakening on the first turn with our Bottled Flame Uppercut, so don't need to worry about that. So let's see here. We have 18 block. So 18 plus 3 is 21. So we'll take 1 damage. That's probably fine. We'll keep the vulnerable going, and we won't use the Dark Shackles because, again, 1 damage is probably not worth using the Dark Shackles for. So we waste 2 out of 3 of the Captain's Wheel, Anchor, Horncleat, but at least we get set up and all that. Can shrug it off here. Deep breath. Battle trance. Sword Boomerang is doing absolutely nothing. Well, I guess 3 times 3 is the normal one. But I don't think it's worth playing here. We just pass. We can't draw, so Shrug It Off is not worth playing. We just pass and take the extra 2 energy next turn. Wow, that is really, really unfortunate. We got so much block, like the last 3 turns, or last 2 turns, or yeah, last 3 turns because of these. But then like he doesn't attack at all, and then all of a sudden we don't have any block in hand except for Dark Shackles, and then he attacks. So I think we're gonna take a potion here. Shrug It Off probably. Might as well Burning Pact to see if we can get something else. Okay, Warcry, I guess. Okay, we'll put the Twin Strike on top because it'll do more damage next turn. And then we're definitely gonna use the Inflame, the Ghostly Armor, the Dark Shackles, probably the Uppercut, and I guess we're gonna Limit Break. We should have done it before the Uppercut, but I guess we're gonna do it now. Because it'll definitely help with the Pummel and Twin Strike that we're gonna draw soon. We should definitely think a little bit more before we Deep Breath. If we've already played lots of the powers, then Deep Breath is fine to play, but if we haven't played like any of them, then it's probably a little bit too early to Deep Breath. So we can do this twice if we want to with Exhume. Yeah, that is actually lethal, isn't it? I think that was exact lethal, which is kind of funny because we had so many cards. I don't think drawing 1 card is probably worth the Warcry, because it's not card advantage because we're putting a card back on top. So I think I'll skip the Warcry with 1 card. I think the Warcry with 2 cards is worth doing, but the Warcry with 1 card, maybe not. Madness is interesting for sure. I mean, we do have a love of energy. We have a pretty good energy thing going. And I don't think I want to become cursed. I mean, we can't upgrade them, which means that if they land on something greater than... So, probably still worth it to take the membership card here. Bottled Lightning. Bottled Lightning. Bottled Lightning on Madness is actually kind of sick because we could Bottled Lightning the Uppercut, which we always have in our opening hand. I don't think Charon's Ashes is worth taking. Oh, Pummel is for sure worth taking. Armaments might actually be worth taking, but I would prefer an upgraded version. Okay, I think the membership card probably worth it. And then I think the Bottled Lightning is also worth it on the Madness. And then we'll take the Pummel. This Pummel is awesome. And then the card removal service probably on... We didn't add anything stupid, did we? No, we didn't. It's funny that you can't remove the Bottled Lightning or Bottled Flame cards because they're part of the relic now. They're not part of your deck. I think that's all. I always thought it was kind of funny. I think we'll remove a Strike. I removed Defend earlier and said that was probably better than removing a Strike, but it might not have been. Then the question is Armaments good enough? I mean, it upgrades a card. Definitely like an upgrade on, not Exhume. An upgrade on Limit Break is pretty nice here. An upgrade on Pummel would be pretty nice also. We have the Fusion Hammer, so we can't smith anything. So that's why I'm considering even taking Armaments. I think it's actually worth taking. I don't think we want the Power Through, even though it's a lot of block. It is a pretty nice card for the block, but I don't think it's worth taking. The wounds are definitely not helping us. The potions are possibly good here because we have a potion belt. These guys are a little bit difficult with their 2 artifacts, so maybe taking the extra week would be worth doing. We should keep in mind that we do have a shop later on, so we should leave and then save our money for that shop, because we won't have very much. Double Madness. That's not exactly what I was hoping for. I forgot I could do that sometimes. 6 times 3. Don't love that. Don't love that either. But I don't really want to do this because he might go to something even worse than 6 times 3. Should we do it? Just... do we have the balls? Okay, that's better. That's better than 6 times 3, I think. I mean, he is gonna apply vulnerable, I think, but it's probably still better. We can finagle it to be better, probably. Getting the uppercut again when it's 0 cost is really nice. We have double Ghostly here, which is also pretty nice, but we'll see what's happening. Okay, we definitely do not want this. This is a curse that he gives us. Pummel, I don't think is worth playing though, but we kind of have to. Like, there's no choice really. Okay, that's gonna be fine. We sit on 5 energy here. Hopefully we get some draw. I guess weaken forever is where we're at. So Exhume can get back the Pummel. It can also get back the Madness, but I don't know if we need the Madness right now. I don't think we need the Pummel either right now, but let's go ahead and Sword Boomerang here. So we can't do any more damage to him, so we might as well Dark Shackles. And then Chill, we'll just save our energy, I suppose. I mean, it would be nice to spend this 8 energy because we're never going to end up spending it, but maybe we can get a lot of draw going and end up spending it. I don't think so, but maybe. 13 energy, I don't think we're going to spend that. Burning Pact is nice in the wound. We could upgrade the Burning Pact. It's been a while since we got Demon Form. We only Deep Breath deck like 1 card, so we can't blame it on that at all. We can't blame it on the wound that we didn't draw that many things, but I think we should upgrade the Burning Pact to draw a little bit more because we have so much energy. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's great. Disarm is also pretty nice to get. We're using quite a bit of our energy. Finally. I don't think I would like to pummel here. I think we can probably save that for something better, although if I break this with one damage and then yeah, that would be a little bit hard if we did that. Oh, right. Well, we can put this on top, or we could put the pummel on top as well. Maybe we put the Twin Strike on top and then we just pass. That's also something we could do. It's probably worth doing, honestly. He's gonna apply more weak and more vulnerable, but we're already weak and vulnerable for enough turns that will probably end the game before we lose it, so it doesn't really matter at all. So we get the Inflame, and we get the double up, or we get the other Demon Form, so the Twin Strike is really nice here. We can just spend our energy here. Okay, we're gonna Twin Strike, see what happens. Okay, so he's on 10 times 3. We definitely would like something else. Okay, 21 with a block. I guess that's not too bad. Good 4 block from the Ornamental Fan and 4 block from Metallicize, but we're still taking quite a bit of damage here. I don't think Weakened is worth using right now. I think I would like to save that if I can. Okay, I guess we can start by shrugging it off and Burning Pact the Defend. probably get another vulnerable on there. And then... let's see what we get with Battle Trance before we do that, actually. Okay, Uppercut is nice. Sword Boomerang. Okay, Pummel was definitely lethal, but Sword Boomerang is also nice. Pommel Strike is great. I'm so glad this Buster Crown just keeps giving us things that we like anyway. Toy Ornithopter. Okay, that's... it's not great for the end, specifically. Unfortunately, we can't rest here because we didn't have a fire this entire act, so we need to... oh, we didn't have a fire this entire act. That's pretty crazy that we still have 34 health, but we did the Burning Blood, so... unfortunately, we can't rest there, which I would kind of like to do against these guys. So we're going to use the Uppercut to clear his... we could think about Madness before we Uppercut, but... if we hit the Limit Break or the Disarm, that's kind of terrible, but I guess that's sort of the risk we have to take. Oh, wow, okay, that's great. So we're gonna get rid of his two artifacts by that, and then we'll use the Dark Shackles and the Disarm to make him do almost nothing. The Dark Shackles is, of course, temporary, but the 2 strength is permanent. He's going to be around for a long time. We're going to try to kill the Donu first. Obviously, we're not going to use Limit Break, only 3 in this boss fight. We're going to try to armaments the Limit Break if we can, because this fight is going to go on for a little while, I think. I think we'll probably apply the weak next turn onto this guy, but we'll wait just to see. I think we should armaments on the Shrug It Off, just to get a little bit more block in here. Okay, I don't think Madness is worth playing here, because we already have the energy, and I don't really want a Madness on the Pummel. We're definitely not going to play the Pummel right now, so we have the block to block in. I think we're just going to Twin Strike and pass here. Whoopsie. What do we have in the exhaust anyway? We have Madness, we have Dark Shackles, we have a Disarm. I wouldn't mind exhuming the Dark Shackles because they always do like a number of times 2. So it's not bad to do that for sure. We can go ahead and Shrug It Off first. Okay, we have enough to block in already, but I guess we have to play the Ghostly just because. And I guess the Strike is not doing anything, like 13, 11, right? So it's not doing anything, so we should just pass instead of playing that. We've had quite a slow start to this game, which is a little bit scary because they start ramping up really fast, and if we have 1 turn where we can't get the block, which it almost looks like this is the turn, then we might be kind of screwed. So let's start with the War Cry, I think. Yikes. So we're gonna Burning Pact and draw 2 cards, including the one we put on top. Maybe we should have Burning Pact first, but I was kind of looking for a better Burning Pact target, like one of these strikes. Maybe we can do it on the Wild Strike instead. Okay, so let's see what we get here. We get a Ghostly Armor, which is not bad at all. Take these off for a bit. 10 block, not bad. We could even think about Speed Potioning. Exhume. I'm not sure about Exhume here. Like, we could think about exhuming the War Cry to see if we can't, like, get a Battle Trance and then keep going. but like I would like to spend Exhume on something a little bit more impactful than a War Cry. Okay, so if we play this, we have 14 block without any other things. He's dealing 18 times 2. 18 times 2 is 32. So we'll be at 2 plus the 14, so 16 health if we do nothing other than Ghostly. That's a little bit that's way too low for me, honestly. So we're definitely at least probably playing the Speed Potion, maybe more. Maybe we save the Speed Potion though, and then get a War Cry or... Well, the Dark Shackles and the Disarm do nothing because he has Artifact, so it doesn't help us any more this turn. With the War Cry, I'm just thinking, what could we draw that would be good? I mean, if we draw the Pommel or the Battle Trance, or even maybe Deep Breath, it would be probably pretty good. But there's no block in here, is the other problem. So it's not like we're drawing into any block. If we draw some attacks, then we could get the 4 block from Ornamental Flan, but that's really nothing, honestly. Yeah, it's just difficult here. I mean, if we get the Deep Breath, Battle Trance, that'll be like perfect, because then we can Deep Breath and Battle Trance and hopefully get some block. So maybe that's our plan here. We'll go ahead and grab the War Cry. These are, of course, in a different order for some reason. Grab the War Cry here, which is definitely not my first pick. We'll go ahead and War Cry. Okay, that's meh at best. And Pommel Strike here. Yeah, Pommel Strike. Okay. Oh, God. We didn't end up using the Speed Potion, so we are going to go down to 16, but I think it'll be hard, especially with this next draw, but it'll be hard to come back from this. I think we should bash, and I think we should strike just to proc the fan. We're already out of energy, but I do want to save 4 HP so that we're at 20 instead of the 16. I think that's probably worth doing. So we're taking 18 damage here. I thought we were going to be at 20, but we're at 16 apparently. I must have miscounted by 5 or 4, I guess. Maybe I counted the Metallicized twice, actually. So I don't want Pommel or Sword Boomerang or Strike to be in the discard when I shuffle, so I think I'll Deep Breath first. I would really like a draw card, but if we don't get it, we can Battle Trance here. Unfortunately, both of these are draw cards, and neither of them are going to work because of our Battle Trance that we did. It's a bit unfortunate, but so let's think about block here. So we have without the Speed Potion, we have 16 plus 20, or sorry, I'm thinking with the Speed Potion. So 16 plus another 5 is 21. 21 is enough not to die, but it's not enough to really make me feel good. If we weaken him, then he doesn't have the artifact, we used it up. If we weaken him, then he'll 25% of 16 is 4, so he'll be at 12 times 2. So if we do the 21, we'll be taking 3 damage. But then if we use the Speed Potion, then this will be 16 plus 20. 16. So 36. He's dealing 32. Wait. If we do the weakened, we won't take 3 damage because of the extra Metallicize. So we can use either potion here, I think, and block in fully, but the question is, if we Speed Potion, can we just use the Shrug It Off and the Defend instead of using 3 things? If we use the Shrug It Off and the Defend, we'll have 26. 26 plus 6 or 26 plus 4 is 30, so we'll take 2 damage. I think that's probably worth it to play to save 2 energy or to save 1 energy. Question is, should we play Pummel now? Probably, right? We have another Pummel in deck. This is so unfortunate that we get rid of our Pummel Strike and our Shrug It Off right away without even shuffling the deck or anything, and the shuffle card is in here, so we're not going to have a very much draw here, which is super unfortunate because we have 4 dazed as well. Yeah, it's really rough here. Okay, I'm gonna take the speed potion. If only we had, like, pellets, because then we could get rid of the draw effect. Well, we didn't play power this turn, but we could try to get rid of the draw effect. And we could also... get rid of the dexterity down effect and then get an extra 5 dexterity with the speed potion. Which is a pretty specific case, but still. So we'll have 30 here. He's dealing 16 times 2, which is 32. So we'll take 2 damage. We could save the 2 damage by doing the defend, but I think 2 damage is okay. I think we'll do the sword boomerang here. I think that's probably worth doing. And then the other question is Pummel Strike or Pummel worth playing here, or should we save the 2 energy? We do have 4 dazed in our deck, so it's not guaranteed that we'll... And we don't have much draw, so maybe it's worth it to actually play these here. Because we might not be able to spend 5 energy each turn. I don't know if we should play the Pummel, because it might be more than 44 later on. But... I really do want to kill Donu fast, so I guess we'll just do it now. Oh, we even block in fully because of the ornamental flan. I didn't even think about that. So that probably was worth doing. I think that probably was worth doing. Should we get the madness on the Shrug It Off? It's probably good because madness on draw is always good. Limit Break is probably worth doing now. We have a dream of getting the armaments on Limit Break, the upgrade on it, to not exhaust it, but I think it's probably worth just doing now to get the extra damage in early. I would have liked... Oh, we're dead. We're frickin' dead. Oh, no, 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 I would have weakened him. Oh, no. I think this is like the the second time that we've lost at the boss fight. With Ironclad at Ascension 10. Would weaken have worked out, so it would have been 5 less damage, so 16 times 2, we had 21 block and 12 health, or the other way around maybe? It doesn't really matter. That's 33? Oh no, it would have been exactly 1 off. Oh, we should have weakened him. Oh, that was so dumb. Okay, well... Dang it. Well... I did feel like that combat, specifically that combat, was super slow at the beginning. Like, we did not draw the right cards, we took too much damage, we needed to recall as well before, so we couldn't heal. Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate the way that went down, I would say. Anyways. Pretty quick run there. But that's okay, we should get to work anyway, doing thesis things, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We should be streaming... We might actually stream tonight as well. I might try out a different game tonight. If I'm feeling lucky. Yeah, sure. Let's try out a different game tonight. My fiance is going to be at a dance recital, so I am alone for the night, so why not try a different game? So maybe tune in tonight for maybe Monster Train, maybe Downfall, maybe Wild Frost. I don't know. What do you guys? I guess like you can do a poll on the Discord or something. Yeah, let's do a poll on Discord. Why not? All right. See you guys later. See you tonight, I guess, and have a good one.